Hi there, everyone. A very good evening to all of y'all. Welcome once again to our program, An Evening with Rajvin and Waran. Yeah, as you already know, this program is dedicated to showcase Rajvin Kaur Randawa. Yes, she is a motivator, a laughter yoga coach, and a lovely friend. Ladies and gentlemen, she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 1. And ever since that day, she could not do anything. Well, at least that was what many of them thought. But her parents and Rajvin did otherwise. Rajvin went places. Now, she did well, I would say. Yeah. She went through a normal school, university, friends, and now she is the finalist for Miss Amazing Malaysia Season 2. Can you beat that? So she just got herself train the trainer certification from HRDF, and she wanted to clock her training hours. So when she came to me, right, I was pretty much taken aback by her energy. I still remember asking her, Rajwin, why are you doing this? And she said only one thing. She said, I want to be independent. Isn't that amazing? So I decided that time onwards to actually help her in ways that I could. Here we are in this program, specially to help her improve her skills and also at the same time make her feel happy. This is, ladies and gentlemen, a pay as you wish program, as you know. If you think that you want to make a contribution, please do so. We will show the bank details shortly. And the financial blessings will go straight to Rajwin. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste time. We shall start now, and I will call upon our host of the day, Rajwin Kaur Randava. Rajwin, over to you. Hi,
Thank
Rajwin.
you, thank you, Warren, for the wonderful introduction. Welcome to yet another interesting session with us, Rajwin, an evening with Rajwin and Warren, where we are in today's session. We are going to talk about it's for World Health Day. So, World Health Day was celebrated on is celebrated on 7th of April 2021 every year with the hope of building uh, healthier and fairer healthier healthier lives and healthier and healthier and fairer lives in society. So today we have in conjunction with World Health Day, we have uh, a charming lady with us, Drona Devi, who is a mental health first aider. Uh, she's a founder of Drona Wellness, and she is here with us. She's a fashion consultant, and we are very proud to have her on board. Sat Sri Akal and enjoy the show. Let's welcome Drona Devi.
Hello. Thank you.
There,
Thank you for the introduction, Rajvin.
there she is with us. So, Drona, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we will start with the questions. Uh, Firstly, Drona, tell us about yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm Drona. I'm a biotechnologist by profession. So I am a certified image consultant. However, I focus on wellness fashion because there is, according to Global Wellness Summit, wellness is the next fashion. So looking at sustainability, looking at sustainable brand. So that's what I do. It's not only about dressing up or using branded clothes, but it's also about how you recycle or reuse or maybe repurpose your outfit. So for a good purpose. And I'm also a certified mental health first aider. And at the same time, what I also do is I advocate on positive mindset. So here I am today. I know it's a bit weird to see, fashion, but what I do is more than fashion, actually.
So, Drona, thank you for the wonderful introduction of you. So, moving on, I would like to ask you, what do you think is an individual role for you as a Malaysian? Everyone has a role to play when it comes to wellness. So, what do you think is your role?
Okay. For me personally, this is I would like to quote Malcolm X, where he said that if I is replaced with we, illness could become wellness. So personally, for me as a Malaysian, wellness needs a cumulative effort. I think we saw it during the global pandemic, right? There's no one way to it, and I think lifestyle or wellness have become a new religion. I would say people started, finding ways to improve their to go into a healthier lifestyle. So what I did as a Malaysian, I actually started eating local, but of course not forgetting to think global. And I actually collaborated with few fellow Malaysians like Chef Gaia, and I think she's here, and a renowned nutritionist. She actually launched her wellness masterclass, Joyce Wong. So she was her life changer was actually when she was diagnosed with a tumor, and she said that it's actually one of the best things that happened in her life. In fact, for me, I had a shift in mindset when I actually experienced a near death experience. So for me, I think there's no individual role, there is the support, and I'm so blessed that I have a support system to add on to this cumulative wisdom as for mental health, because mental health is actually a state of well-being. This is according to WHO, where individuals they realize their own abilities to cope. So now what coping mechanism that we have? So coming from a wellness point of view, I believe that this is something that I can work productively, and of course with collaboration.
Thank you, Drona, for the wonderful explanation. Nowadays, everyone wants to keep fit. So, how can you tell us how do you keep yourself fit, Drona?
Okay, for me, like how I mentioned earlier, I actually focus in being fit and not slim or thin. For me is I that is my focus. Like I said, the mindset change that I had, and it took me some time. It took me some time. Earlier, I thought, oh, being thin is it's a trend, or it's something I'm beautiful because I'm thin. But after being a mother to two, I realized that no, there's more to it. We have to actually strive towards being fit and not slim or thin. So I actually have this idea of I had this idea of a wellness lunchbox, and I actually, like I said earlier, collaborated with Chef Gaia on the wellness lunchbox. So this is actually what I had in mind and what I practice, and I wanted to share it with everyone. And I think I got a like-minded people to do it, and it made me easier. So, in short, I would say that to be fit and not slim, that is my that's how I keep myself fit. It's not only about punishing myself with exercise or rewarding myself with food. There's more to it. I always follow the 80-20 rule of 80% of nutrition and 20% of exercise. So I don't compromise in that. There is like a standard regulation where WHO talks about, an individual to keep themselves fit. they should at least have like 150 minutes of exercise. So this is something that I try my level best to practice, even with my kids around. There's no excuses that, oh, I don't have time or I'm busy.
Thank you, Drona, for yeah. So moving on, we have we want to know what is your secret for people out there to look good and radiant, because you're looking so good and radiant yourself. So can you share with us your secret to for people who want to look good?
Thank you so much. I think the goodness, right, it comes from spiritual wellness. Like for me, it is not about religion, but it's the ritual that I follow, that self discipline that I have. And for me, it is more than the outer beauty, of course. There should be a balance. So, like for me, it is the spiritual wellness. Like it could be as simple as being kind and not to speak lies, because when you speak lies, there is a risk that you are taking, that you always have to remember what you've lied. But if it's that's the truth, you don't have to do it. So you don't have to multitask to remember or to say one lie to cover another lie. Like for me, I try my level best. It's very hard. Trust me, I'm also still learning. Yeah, so there is no thing that I follow. Of course, we humans, we are emotional beings, right? So there is something that we our belief system always changes over time. There's no like just one thing that I follow. So I follow or I learn, I relearn from people around me, wonderful people around me, and I try my level best to practice what I preach, and at the same time, I preach what I practice. So just to get the balance.
Um, I'm sure everyone wants to look beautiful in their own way, and beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So, what is your message for audience to look beautiful?
Okay. I think the first thing is they have to understand like what you said, beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. So if you can see a beautiful part in a person, compliment them, and at the same time, if you can see the not so nice part about a person, it's actually because a reflection that you have with you, that you are able to see that. So it takes a lot of practice. It took me years also to create a balance of whatever that I'm doing, inner beauty and outer beauty, everything. But the first step would be to reduce lies, like what I said, and be kind. But I know in this world you cannot expect everyone to understand you. So the least that we can do is something is better than nothing, right? So let's just try and do our best to progress.
Rajwin,
Uh,
sorry, Rajwin, I have got some questions here from the audience. Can I ask?
yeah, you can.
Okay, all right. So there is this question, Drona. It's about mind, body, and soul. This person is asking, what is the significance of being uh, fasting, or rather puasa, in Islamic term, and wellness? How does that actually work hand in hand? Is puasa only for religious sake, or fasting for that matter, or how can that be of help, mental and also bodily? Can you explain a little bit?
Okay, I would like to take that question from my profession as a biotechnologist. So I would put a bit of science into it.
Please, please.
So yeah, it's actually a very good question. Whatever customs or whatever culture that we come from, religion, it all teaches us the same thing, which is to act in the mode of goodness. So nowadays, what is happening is we are actually abusing our system by overeating. It could be overeating a processed food. It could be overeating of sugar. Sugar is becoming a number one addiction. Sugar addiction. So this fasa and fasting is something that's very good, and I think science have also proven that like intermittent fasting that people are doing. Doctors are advocating for it because they know their patients are actually not uh, eating what they're supposed to eat. And I see a lot of beautiful, healthy recipes that has been created, and people are actually creatively igniting their power from within to eat healthy, and that could be practiced by anyone. I think as Indians or as Hindus, even we have every month or 1 week once there is a celebration in our calendar. So that is something I would say a cumulative wisdom where our ancestors have known that this would be a problem. Food, especially in Malaysia, we are spoiled with choices. So this would be a good practice because you're controlling your senses. So it's all about control. It's about the self-discipline. And even people who are fasting, they need to have some kind of hope or a strong sense of religious or a spiritual mind to pursue, right? Not
Yeah.
everyone could do it because some people would say, "Oh, I have gastric, or I have this, I have that." But actually, the number one cure for any uh, illnesses would be to control the food. Food is the medicine.
Yeah, very well said. Because this also relates to a friend of mine whom I met just 2 days back, where he said he's a Chinese and he said he's fasting. When I asked him why, he said, "Why not?" And then he gave the whole story. You see, but whatever that you are saying is pretty much exactly what he mentioned, and that's what he said. We all our ancestors, all our, those people back then know already what is good for us, and therefore they have set everything. We just don't want to follow sometimes. Therefore, every sickness comes in. There's another question that is coming. Dustin Jeevan is asking this question: what is the supporting system for single mother to reach out for a wellness program as need to juggle between financial and health wellness?
Okay, it's a very good question, and this is something that I'm actually working with with Nawam and the Freedom Film Network. I mean, recently, only last week, I completed a program with them to create a short film on social impact. For because this is what we also realized when I took up my certification program, and I was told that it's an unequal world in the sense that when it comes to mental health per se, or even overall wellness, the B40 people are struggling. Not only single mothers, but of course, if they are single mothers, then it's going to be a little bit more struggle. So I'm actually working with an NGO known as NAWAM. It's an NGO for women entrepreneurs to actually come up with a program to reach out to these people. And I think financial and health wellness is one of the most important because we cannot deny the fact that we need money, right? And usually healthier food are more expensive. And please don't ask me why. We have to ask our government. And I do not want it to be a very controversial thing. And I used to wonder if, for example, basmati rice is like lowest in GI, right? It's like one of the healthiest rice that anyone could take, but it's so expensive. So that's why when we curated this wellness lunch box with Chef Gaia, and I said, "Oh my God, it's so expensive. How much are we going to charge people to buy this thing?" And I think the whole support system. It's not only individually we can make a change, like using social media for a good purpose and reaching out to people who it could be our neighbors and educating them simple food like what could be incorporated in our daily food intake, adding more fruits and vegetables. That could be one of the things that financially, yes, but they also need to know. Uh, they will also need to know how can they maximize this health and wellness. I think the one question, the one answer that I would say is to prepare home cooked food. That is one of the most sustainable thing that, and to grow your own vegetables. I know it's easier said than done, but of course, when we need something, we need to seek help. So, whoever who's listening, or if you think that you need help, please do reach out to me. I would try my level best to channel them to whoever that I know in my network of friends as well. Thank
Okay,
you.
Drona, something that we spoke backstage just now before we came live, yeah, is the
Mm.
body image disorder, yeah, something that is very big nowadays, I would say. Why? Because everybody speaks about it. Yeah, it's a label now. Too much of obsession with body shape. Now, there was a study back then that people who are at least 30, mid 30s to mid 40s is when they will start having this syndrome, this disorder. It's the midlife crisis and also the wanting to do a lot more. Now it's 40. What do I do next? You have got another couple of years. You are going to get old. Your body shape is going to change. Your face and all that matters to them. Therefore, it's a big thing. Now, the recent study says that the 35 to 45 age is no longer the number. It has dragged down to almost like 20, 21, 22. Therefore, now you can see a lot of girls, young girls who are 20 to 25 who hardly eats. Picky is not the word, but they hardly eat. And then you have got the men 20 to 25. They are into gym, hitting the gym, and then drinking protein and wanting to keep fit. What's your comment on this?
Okay. As a mental health first aider, I can comment on the part. Okay, there's two type of things that's happening here. You know, even just now I shared with one of my with Joyce, my nutritionist friend. There is something known as disordered eating and eating disorder. Yes. And I am not in a position to comment on eating disorders because, as a mental health first aider, you know, I need to put a disclaimer that I cannot talk about that because that one only a professional have to diagnose the person. You know, it's a diagnosis, and there's a lot of methods to do it. But I would like to share about disordered eating, where like exactly like what you said, even we could be contributing to it, you know, because we are so into these quick fixes. We are so into quick fixes that we want to look slim and trim. And the first thing that we would think about is to hit the gym. And this is because of lack of awareness. It's actually the 80-20 rule that I shared earlier that how I keep myself, it is being forgotten. And probably the school needs to bring this back into the curricular system where, you know, we have Pendidikan Jasmani and all in school those days, but that was not an emphasis because, you know, now looking at how social media, everyone is just sharing their happy part of their life, but they are not sharing what kind of problems. When I did a research on this, because I have actually initiated a 100 days challenge on how to improve 100 ways to improve mental health. So this is one of the things that I've seen in social media, and even actresses undergo this problem. Famous actresses. I do not want to mention names, but they all have this. Why? Because of societal pressure, and you know we always body shame. And I think now there's a new trend where there's people are food shaming as well. They're saying, oh, I need to eat this much of carbs, I need to eat this much of protein, But actually, what is most important is the portion control. You can still enjoy your nasi lemak. You can still enjoy, if you're going to talk to a very fit personal, right? Fitness personal or anyone, the gym trainer or anyone, if you're going to ask him what he eats like everything. I
Everything
have
under the
a
sun.
friend, Michelle, yeah. And I asked her, what do you eat? You're super fit. She's a yoga instructor. But she said, no, I eat everything but the portion control. And exactly what our government advocates for, suku suku separo. And
Mm.
that's what we have in our wellness lunchbox. So we get people coming in and say, hey, why the rice is little? We say, no, this is exactly what you're supposed to eat. But now because of that senses, the taste that we want and the urge to eat is there, and people have forgotten that it's actually the portion control. It's not about junk foods, or of course, there's no such thing as good and bad food. It's a choice that we have to eat or not to eat. So coming back to your questions, I think this is what exactly I face, as a well-fashioned image consultant. I get a lot of people coming to me and say, Jonna, I need to change my outlook. I need to change my appearance. But when I go deeper and have discussions with them, most of them have confidence issue. And it's often about the mindset. Let's look at Steve Jobs. How does he dress? What do you think he wears most of the time, Warren or uh, Rajvin? Or
I think,
anyone would answer what Steve Jobs wear to work?
yeah, I think I know the answers, but let's see what the group have got to say. What do you all have got to say?
I think a polo shirt or high collar shirt,
Yes. What color?
white color, like beige. He always wears beige
Red
colors.
T-shirt. Warren, do we have? I can see the answer also right here.
Yeah,
T-shirt.
Jay Kanan said t-shirt. Eric Lim said t-shirt. Do you all know what color? Gray, Jay Kanan says. Interesting, yeah. Now that you spoke about it, Drona.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, who knows what color? Eric Lim says white. Nice.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is actually a research done by a clinical psychologist known as Wayne. He agreed. He said that, a lot of people dress up and show off that they are dressed up, but they are actually not productive. And, looking back at the research, he kept asking why. Because it's the intention. It's about the mindset. And what Steve Jobs has, he wears a signature. His signature is his black turtleneck and a blue jeans, right?
Mhm.
So it shows that, he has low investment in his appearance, but of course, it can boost his creativity and productivity. That is like his uniform, his
Mhm.
t-shirt. He doesn't need to wear a coat and a suit like how you and me use. But of course, it took time for him to transition. He was in the CEO. Of course, during those days, probably he was wearing a coat and a suit to be where he is. I always ask my clients that, do you want to dress for success? Do you want to dress to impress? Or you just want to dress what you feel like, what is your mood today? So coming back to that question, there's a lot of creative ways to dress to boost your mental health, to boost productivity. Yeah, pink, yeah, and pink
Well,
is the color of love. We all know that it's a color of love. So my point here is that when you're dressing up, what is your intention? That is something that we have to ask ourselves. Okay, am I going to be productive today? Am I going to bring out the creative part of me? And it's often during our shower, probably we are creative, right? Or
yes.
when we are jogging. So it's not only about dressing up, it's the intention. What mindset? That's why, a lot of people ask me, hey, wellness and image consultant, how does it interlink? So I said, actually, it starts from the mind, your mindset. What is your intention? Do you want to be seen? Do you want to be respected? or do you dress to respect? So that is that holistic approach that I use in my program and in my consultancy.
Yeah, so that really answers the question and also answers the title for the for the day. Yeah, how dressing up can help with mental health. I've got a lot more questions coming through my WhatsApp, but I'll pass it to Rajwin if she has got any more questions to ask you. Rajwin, go ahead, Rajwin.
Wow, Drona, that was so interesting. Um, well, um, in one sentence, how you are so energetic. How do you juggle between work and home? One
I think,
sentence.
yeah, the juggle part, I think for me, I would not, I always use this reframing method, probably because I have my NLP, as a practitioner. So what I would tell myself, I say, Trona, this is not a struggle; it's a challenge. And I mean, there's a lot of famous quotes about, what that doesn't challenge you doesn't change you, right? So for me, what I do is I try my level best to strike a balance in whatever that I do, and of course I'm also still learning, so I have this attitude to seek, and I will not say that I know it all, and I allow universe to bring people to me, so that is that one thing. Yeah, having two boys, it's not easy. It is very challenging, and even now, like, to put them to bed and to come and do and have this talk 1 hour, it's quite of a challenge, but I'm willing to take the challenge because I have this intention to share what I know, and it's not only about me, it's about people who I meet along uh, my journey, that we help to uplift each other. And of course I can't satisfy everyone, but something that I could do towards community, that would be my pushing power, I would say.
Now, healthy eating is everything. Healthy eating and the way we dress is everything that affects our mental health. I think healthy eating and the way we dress uh, has a lot to do with our mental health. When we dress positively, when we eat healthily, and when we dress properly, we can think positively. So now, any last words for people out there to eat healthy and to dress to dress to eat healthily and to dress well?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for asking that question. I think that question is something that is an eye opener for most of us, especially during. I mean, we have not won this battle with COVID-19, right? We are still battling, but this is something that I would say, it is the mindset shift that we need to take, that we all know that certain carbonated drinks, I do not want to mention brands again, carbonated drinks, junk food, we know that it's not, we've been taught since school days, but it requires a self-discipline to say no to certain types of food. So healthy eating should start with real food, real food in the sense that there's a lot of study that has been shown, like in Malaysia itself, that uh, we don't actually eat. There's only 5% of our population who takes fruits and vegetables. So we have to ask ourselves, are we in that 5 or are we in the 95? Do we take at least three different types of fruits daily? And how do we eat our vegetables? How do we cook them? So that's why this wellness box, lunch box came about. So I said, okay, to create an awareness on how to eat healthy, because I often see that people actually they are confused. They are confused how to eat and where to start. So the best thing I would say is to reduce sugar, because WHO has actually given guideline on how much of sugar? Anyone could answer according to WHO's guideline. Sugar, of course, less is more. But do you know how many teaspoon of sugar do you need to take daily? Anyone in our
Yeah.
foreign?
How many teaspoon per day? Is that the question, Rona?
Yes,
Half,
So
half,
added sugar, not the one that's
yeah,
in the fruits or vegetables.
yeah.
Added sugar.
So
Anyone
how
could
many
answer?
teaspoon? Yeah.
half
Tej says
tea.
zero sugar. Anyone else?
WHO is not so cool.
J, J Kannan
those
says
who
one.
those who can answer me right, I would, if they're in Klang Valley, I would send them that wellness lunchbox.
There you go. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Well, lunchbox is waiting for you. So yeah, what's the minimum? Yeah.
Yes, teaspoon. How many teaspoon per day, according to the guideline of WHO? Okay,
Yeah.
if
How
it's a
many?
bit difficult, let me go back to something that I've already mentioned earlier. What is the requirement? How many minutes per week do we need to exercise to keep ourselves fit? Anyone?
Yeah.
Every
Minute
day.
per week.
How many
Minute per
minutes
week.
per week?
Half an hour, 20 minutes
Half an hour per week.
per day. Per day.
Yes, you got it right. So
Oh,
if you're going to
really?
time it, yeah. Exercise, according to WHO, is 150 minutes per week. But how about sugar? Any guesses, Warren,
Yeah.
Rajvin?
So we have got one, many ones. They don't want to
Wow.
go more than one, Drona.
One.
They are scared.
Trying to be safe, I guess.
Yes, yeah, they're trying to be safe. Okay, it's actually 5 teaspoon. Yeah. And as long as we are eating outside food, we cannot fully avoid white sugar, white salt, white flour, white stuff. It's not sustainable. Trust me. If you're going to deprive yourself from not eating certain types of food, unless if you've chosen, like some spiritual people are like vegetarian, some take only raw food, like giant vegetarian people. So then they have actually attained some kind of realization to renounce. But if we are still eating outside food, we do not know what is their sugar content. We do not know what kind of ingredient they are. Yes, real food. Real food, as in when you're reading the package right on your food, it has to be less than 5 ingredients. And the best thing that you could do to yourself is actually, I do not want to go in detail, is to cook your own food. It would be the best because you know how much of sugar you're adding, you know how much of salt, and that is something that we have to start practicing. And I think, we couldn't go out during lockdown, and most of us went inwards to actually look back at how we blamed our lifestyle. Like, we blamed as an entrepreneur, as a women entrepreneur. I always say that, oh, I'm busy, this, until a tragedy struck and I decided to take a U-turn. And I'm thankful that I'm like alive, and it's something that has changed my life drastically. So my advice to our viewers or our friends: do not wait until something is about to happen or something happens in your life. Take whatever that, like Joyce has experienced, whoever, take that as an example and change. Not tomorrow, not later, now. So that would be the most important. Take action. It could be baby steps, but at least do something. I hope it
Okay.
answered.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Rajwin, can I ask a few questions from the viewers?
One question.
Okay, all right. So now this is a comment by Gayatri. Very nicely said. Someone can be fit if they are aware of every single element of food, starting from the type of oil, the type of salt, ingredients used. Avoid processed food. Avoid mock items. Get into wellness food diet. Be balanced. Portion is important. Don't overeat. And then you have got, of course, Gayatri telling do exercise regularly at the same time. which is very important. Yeah, 30 minutes is sufficient for a day, is what Rona said just now. Jay Kanan says, eat what you like, but in moderation. I think that's a definite. And then,
But moderation is very subjective.
okay,
Like I said, suku suku separuh, right? If
yeah.
you're going to use the suku suku separuh, how big is your plate? That is another question. So
Ah,
that's
there you
why
go.
our government has actually came up with an initiative of suku suku separuh, and they actually provided the size of the plate. You
Okay.
cannot eat that thali set that they serve in the in
So,
Indian restaurants.
so the
And
banana leaf doesn't count.
banana leaf is okay because you still can see you cannot put like so much of rice in it, right? But if you're going to use the thali set, it's so huge, and if you're going to say, "Oh, this is suku, suku, and separo," that's not moderation. So it's very subjective, Warren. That's why, like what Jay kind of thank you so much, but
Okay.
that is something that we have to look.
Yeah.
It's something like yes, we are what we eat, and it's the portion control. We need to know, okay, how much, how many grams our rice.
Mm-hmm.
If you are okay, how many calories do you need? So I know most of the nutritionists or what, they don't recommend calorie counting, but
Mm-hmm.
I personally would suggest that for a start, because there is like and our government actually uh, is in favor of calorie counting.
Mm-hmm.
They said, you know, do count how many. There's a lot of apps that's available to calorie count. Maybe if you are a female, 1,005 calories, for example, that you need per day. So if your lunch is going to be 400 or 500, then you can take another 1,000 more. But again, with calorie counting also comes another problem. They would say, oh, I can take this 0 calorie carbonated drink compared to your smoothie that has like maybe 100 calories. So there's always a debate. But I think what is most important is for us to do our own research. Like what you said, Warren, you did your research on this body image, right? So there's a lot of resources backed by science. That is very, very important to see if the resources are reliable resources.
Mm.
So I always tell back to my clients who come to me, they don't only come to me for image consulting. There's more to it because they say, hey, I can't fit into this shirt. Give me some time. I will lose. I have these bad habits. What can I do? So I would also guide them their plans, and I will suggest them to go seek professional help. That is like a stigma where people think that, oh, this is my personal issue, only I'm suffering, nobody understands. But there's more to it. We are not alone in our journey. There's always wonderful people around to help and guide us. We just need to look deeper, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Jess Core says, uh, eat very small portion 5 times a day, last meal by before 4 p.m. Tajwinda also says pretty much the same thing. Need to understand nutritious history. Prehistoric man had no fire and agriculture, so no rice. Flour causes inflammation. Eat clean, raw veg. Fruits don't eat after 7 p.m. And also, I have got this question that came by. Of course, Gayatri has got this thing to say. Superfood is like fruits and vegetables. And Jay Kannan asked this question. And I'll pass this after you answering this question to Rajwin. Yeah. Hi, Drona. I like to dress simple like Steve Jobs and Mark. But as a corporate trainer, we need to face clients, and I felt that may not be accepted by others. What's your opinion, Drona?
I think I've already mentioned earlier. I said that that is his signature. Yes. However, when he became a CEO of a company, a very reputable company, everybody knows about Steve Jobs. But how did he dress before? That is most important. Even I was somebody asked me this question. They said, "Hey, I want to dress like this." Yes, you can do it, but are you Steve Jobs? Are you in that position to where somebody appearance is not a issue, because first impression, they say that it's the last impression. But of course, as an image consultant, we are we know that it's not it. That's not it. And there's a lot of psychological or social psychologists that have proven that wrong. It could they could gain back that impression probably after 7 to 8 encounters. So my question back to Jay is that, of course, as a trainer, even when we sit for our TTT, I am a certified TTT certified trainer. We are trained. We are given a dress code on how should a trainer uh, you wear, dress. That's why I say that it's very important to know our intention. We have to dress for success, to be respected, and of course to respect others. So a blazer is a must, covered shoe is a must. But of course, when you want to dress down, certain days you don't feel like wearing a blazer because sometimes the room could be hot or the aircon is not working. Then you can always seek your audience's permission and just tell them, be very truthful and say that, okay, I think it's a bit hot, I'm going to open, like, I'm going to remove my jacket or my blazer. So coming back to the question, it is who you are, or where you are in society, because it's very important to project professional image, and at the same time, again, that intention. Because I know a lot of women that I work with, they become so stressed, they have so many clothes in their wardrobe and they do not know what to wear, and they become so depressed. They say, "Hey, Jonah, help me, I do not know what to wear." And when I get them to share their wardrobe picture, they have beautiful clothes. So it's also the mindset, right? The health mindset that is important, the intention. So I hope I did answer. Maybe
Thanks.
what I could do after this, I would quickly go and look for his picture and I would post it in the comment. So you could come back here and start Academy's this chat, Facebook chat, and see how he was when he was doing his presentation, with coat and suit. I think probably the media didn't show us that part of him. Let me do my homework and show it back to y'all. May
All
his
right.
soul rest in peace. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Jay Kannan says thank you, and a lot of more viewers are commenting, but I shall pass the baton back to Rajvin. Rajvin, all yours.
And thank you so much, Miss Jonah, for the wonderful information just now. Really appreciate it. Uh, I am going to, before I end, I'm going to share with you some quote and some tips on healthy eating. So here it goes. As a finalist for Miss Amazing Malaysia 2 HRDF trainer and a laughter yoga specialist, I believe that health, wellness, and healthy eating starts with the way you think. Um, Now, ladies and gentlemen, here are some tips on how I eat healthy every day. First of all, you write a healthy eating diary so that you can keep record of what you eat. For example, this day you want to eat this, this day you want to eat that. So, uh, the, the, uh, next is you have to practice mindful eating and mindful dressing. Uh, Eat and dress to look good for yourself. How you see yourself is important. How others see you is not important. Of course, uh, you have to look good. I believe, as I mentioned, that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So dress to kill and eat in moderation. So um, pray and give gratitude after every meal. This is a way to appreciate that you really appreciate what you eat. Plan your meals for Monday to Friday, like you have the plan for the whole week, and um, this is what we always do. We always complain about the food, and like just eat what you like, um, full of fruits, boiled vegetables, and a little amount of rice and sugar. So stop complaining and start living. So organize food camps to help the less fortunate, and attend health talks every weekend to create awareness in the community. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Healthy eating begins with you and the way you think, and the same goes for dressing. Dress to kill. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Kasida,
Thank
bye
you
bye.
so much. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Rajvin. There you go. A big round of applause. Yeah. Very nice. Drona, once again, thank you so much. Any final words before we go off?
Um, Thank you so much for this wonderful session. I think she concluded. I think the most important thing, right, like what she said, the intention. Even it could be food. Don't complain because meal time is supposed to be sacred. And we, since young, from a child, we were taught that food is God. So let's not see it as a reward or something that's no, no. I no. There's no such thing as good or bad food. It's just about the choice that we have to eat or not to eat. So again, coming back to dressing, it's something that we should always ask ourselves: am I going to feel good wearing this today? If it's not going to feel good, that confidence that we need to have from within, that okay, I'm going to kill it with this dress. So that is something, the intention that we have. You could wear the most branded clothes, the most branded outfit. When you are not happy with from within, it's it's going to be pointless. So I think that's the most important thing. And one thing that I would like to say, that in order to contribute back to sustainability, because from where I come from, is to shop from your wardrobe, because our landfill has been polluted with the amount of all this fast fashion. So what we could do best is to actually go back to our wardrobe today and check what are the clothes that we've not been using more than 1 year, 2 years. Take it out and either sell it as a pre-loved or repurpose it, or even you want to restyle or rewear it. Do something about it, because I believe that something is better than nothing.
All right. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Rajwin.
Yeah.
What a show, I should say. Yeah, well done, well done, well done. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the contribution. The comments were fantastic. Lovely notes, lovely questions. We shall meet again very, very soon with yet another guest on An Evening with Rajwin and Warren. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.